Hello there, Entrant. Fake Brazilian Card Boy here, and I got another MTG video for you guys today. Today we're going to be tossing some cats and birds into the oven to feed the Troll King. I assume that's how the lore of this deck works. It is called Golgari, a mid-range food Golgari deck, which was built by my teammate from F2K, True Dawn, and is a very fun deck to play. It's a deck built around Feasting Troll King, though the reality is the main engine and overall where all the synergy lies from in this deck is actually the 1 mana package that we have here. And the most important card of these is the Witch's Oven. This is the major enabler of this deck. It is a 1 mana artifact that has the ability of tapping and sacrificing a creature to create a food token. If the sacrificed creature's toughness was 4 or greater, you create 2 food tokens instead, which makes quite a bit of sense because the bigger the animal, the more pies you can make out of it, right? I say this because the rest of the synergy and interaction with this and the way this deck works doesn't quite make as much sense, as what we're going to be doing with this Witch Oven for the most part is we're going to be sending a cat onto it. We're going to be tossing a cat onto the oven, and we're going to be doing so a lot. Like every turn, we're going to be throwing this cat in there because we are getting a free value swing of 1 life for the opponent and 1 life gain for us. As whenever we sacrifice the Cauldron Familiar, we send them to the graveyard and we generate a food, which we can sacrifice to bring the cat back onto the board and repeat its upon entry effect again. So we cycle him and we do this again, and we do this 1 per turn, as we also have the Gilded Goose to enable us to create a food token upon entry and potentially more, as we can tap 2 mana and the goose itself to create more tokens, and also a good tool for us to potentially ramp into our threats as well. These 3 cards are vital for this deck, and a lot of the, or most of the synergy that lies within this build revolves around them. We have Feasting Troll King, which has the same effect as the Cauldron Familiar. We sacrifice 3 food tokens to bring him back from the graveyard, and upon entry, as we cast him from our hand, we create 3 food tokens. Unlike the Cauldron Familiar, though, which can be applied, his effect I mean, at any moment of the match, because it is an instant effect, we are limited to only resurrecting the Feasting Troll King in our turn. But if it is our own turn, we still can apply this effect at instant speed, which is pretty relevant in certain scenarios. So the rest of the deck has 4 copies of Murderous Rider as our reactive removal. I don't know why I say reactive there, as our source of single target removal. Any sort of mid-range deck needs to be able to deal with the opponent's threats, and Murderous Rider is a fantastic resource for that, as we can kill a creature or a planeswalker, and then we get a 2/3 for 3 with lifelink on top of that. Very good card, fits in this deck for obvious reasons. No real synergy, it's just a really solid resource to have, honestly. We have 4 copies of Once Upon a Time, because this card is pretty much a staple for any sort of creature-based green deck, and this is, in a certain degree, a creature-based green deck, so this is a very neat card that doesn't really require much more of an explanation as to why you should be running this. It's really good, especially if you see this in your opening hand. It feels magical, for sure. We have 3 copies of District Guide. We want to be able to curve out into turn 6, which is where most of our big boy plays come into play. And Feasting Troll King is very demanding. He requires 4 sources of green mana to be cast, so we do have, Overgrown Tomb, Temple of Milady, as I like to call it, Fabled Passage, and 8 sources of forest to ensure that we can, most of the time have that green mana available, but District Guide can help us make that happen, and also make sure that we curve out properly, because like I said, 6 mana is where our big boy plays lie, and they can be very crucial to a match. We have 4 copies of Rankle. 4 mana 3/3 with Find and Haste is already good enough on its own, because any sort of 4-drop that is not too vulnerable to Teferi Time Raveler is good in this meta, and Haste is a very nice keyword to have for a 4-drop, as we can get bounced back, but then we can bring it back next turn and finish off Teferi in the process. But on top of that, we have a series of symmetrical effects that we can resort to if we connect onto the opponent's life points that we can benefit off of, especially the one that sacrifices a creature, because we have a very nice creature sacking outlet here in Cauldron Familiar, which we can just bring back to the board the next turn if we have a food token. So it gives us a very easy creature to sacrifice, which can be not the same story for our opponent. If they have, like a few very valuable creatures that they don't want to get rid of, like this can be a very powerful effect for us. Also, there's some neat scenarios that we can be led to. Like, for example, playing this on turn 4 and having managed to build up and generate 3 food tokens can enable us to attack with Rankle, discard Feasting Troll King from our hand, and resurrect him from the graveyard, for example. There's a lot of neat things that we can do. Rankle is just fantastic. It's a really good card and works extremely well in this deck. Like, you can run him without having these extra synergies, but the fact that we have access to them makes him that much better. And the same can be said about Vraska, Golgari Queen, and Massacre Girl. These two on their own are very good. Vraska is a nice resource to kill not only 3 mana creatures, but also 3 mana planeswalkers, which are very powerful and very numerous right now, especially with the introduction of Akko. Also, like, we can also deal with Cavalcade of Calamity. Like, Vraska is really good in this meta. Her -3 is very useful. But her +2 is something that we can benefit off of quite well in this deck as well. Because we're generating food tokens. Those can be really reliable sack outlets for Vraska in case we run out of steam and we want to fill up our hand with more options. On top of that, Massacre Girl is a solid card on her own. But in this particular deck, she's even better because Cauldron Familiar can enable her to trigger easier, as we can resurrect this from the graveyard and have a 1/1 on the board to trigger Massacre Girl. And on top of that, we have Witch's Oven, which can work with Massacre Girl in a scenario in which we need an extra proc from her to get a board wipe happening. We can go full control, play Massacre Girl, let her resolve, and then after that, tap Witch's Oven to sacrifice a creature, which will trigger her ability and get another -1 effect going on, which, like I said, could mean the difference between board wiping or not. And on top of that, like, for last but definitely not least, we have 3 copies of Garruk, which synergizes really well with this deck. We can create wolves that we send to the oven and, you know, increase his loyalty. And if we do manage to go for the emblem, we can make Cauldron Familiar into a 4/4 that will generate 2 food tokens every time we sacrifice it with Witch's Oven, which is really solid. But Garruk just works really well as a finisher with this deck and has a lot of synergy with it as well. And in regards to the sideboard, we have 4 Duress, triple Veil of Summer, 2 Noxious Grasp, 3 Witch's Vengeance, and 3 Shifting Ceratops. A good portion of the sideboard is pretty straightforward. Anti-control, anti-counterspell driven decks. But we also have triple Witch's Vengeance, which is a new addition from Throne of Eldraine. And I think a very, very nice sideboard resource option because of the fact that tribal decks are very popular right now. You have a lot of Mardu decks running around, and this is a very potent AoE effect that can surpass the likes of Cry the Carnarium and Deafening Clarion because it's not really affecting your side of the board and it's dealing more damage than Cry the Carnarium, and that can be really key. I really like this card as a sideboard option, and I think it has a lot of utility for the current meta, at least what we're seeing as of now. And overall, that is the deck list right there. Very fun to play. And I got some nice gameplay for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoy it. It's a blast, and I'm very excited for the food archetype in general. There's several different ways to approach at it. As you guys see, I'm not playing any blue nor any Akko, obviously. So that may seem weird to a lot of you. But like I said, I think there's several different ways to build this. And cards like Witch's Oven give me a lot of different cool ideas for upcoming decks. And I'm very excited for what's to come. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe for more Fake Brazilian Card Boy MTG content. I gotta work on my self-promotion a little bit. And yeah, that's all day. Enjoy the games. I'll see you tomorrow. The Witch's Oven is a really interesting card. I'm actually gonna keep this because we have turn 1 bird and turn 1 Once Upon a Time as well. We can search for a black source of mana and we can get going because we definitely need that second source of black mana for both Murderous Rider and this. The problem with that deck is that it doesn't play. Like I said, it doesn't play Troll King, and I like Troll King a lot. Like, I want to make it work. But this is like definitely more of a... I mean, this deck has a lot of synergy too. This deck is really nice. But I really, really like that idea that we just ran into. Just saw your Grixis video for Fires of Invention. If you combine it with Theater of Horrors, it's game over. How do you deal damage though? Oh, no, yeah, you can play Theater of... Yeah, Theater of Horrors, like, you can tap the mana for Theater. That's actually a really interesting idea. I like that idea. But I don't know if the deck, like, ultimately needs it, because I think Castle's enough. I like Streamlabs woman speaking English. Sorry, Spanish. Gracias, Google. 5 meses, tío. Muchas gracias, tío. Okay, seems our opponent went AFK. It sucks because this hand is pretty solid. Like, we actually get going with this. I will take a district guide. I'll take a district guide. Play bird. Is this mono red? No, 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 no. Oh my fucking god, dude. I kind of derped. I was thinking about, like, how I was going to use my food, and I just clicked on it. Shit. Oh, okay. Well, now we need 2 black mana. God damn it, dude. Fuck me. Oh my god.
Here comes the DJ.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man. I spaced out. Yeah, I can still use the gooses. Probably should use the gooses to just
I was getting bored anyway.
I'm gonna use Vraska to eliminate that, and then deal with the Runaway Steamkin, which we should have dealt with prior, but whatever.
It seems fortune favors you. Tough guy? Sit back and watch it burn.
Wow. Nice. Nice.
Gonna be bad for you.
So I'm gonna draw cards with Ranko now that
What's that smell? Oh, it's you burning.
he played the land from the top, so he can't play that land over there now.
This is a waste of my time.
Once Upon a Time can search me certain creatures, but I'd rather like draw, because I could draw something else like I don't know. It's not a bad top deck to have, but wait, what was that? How did he get a dwarf in there? What did I miss here?
Here comes the DJ. Here comes the DJ.
Where did this thing fucking come from? Am I tripping here? Okay. The dwarf in my it's like, what the fuck?
Don't be surprised if we meet again.
Right, that worked out pretty well. We're at 14, so I feel pretty good about this. Oh, he's playing Thrill of Possibility. Interesting. We got Bird turn 1, so we go with Bird. And Once Upon a Time, of course. We may use this to search for a land, though we do have District Guide. Oh. Alright. Well, it has to be a land, so I may as well take a forest, right? So we don't have to take any damage for playing our Goose right off the bat. We also don't reveal that we're Golgari. We could be mono green Stompy. This guy seems to be mono green for sure. Don't mind me, just playing my cats and my birds. Not sure about Grazer and Mono Green. I agree. I think it's terrible. Like, I don't know why you would play this card in Mono Green, but I'm not here to judge. I do not need to kill this immediately, though. I do want to. I do want to have Murderous Rider enabled. But I don't want to kill this immediately because I can always just chump block it with Cat here. And I can scout him out a little bit more because he could have stuff like that. See, that's dangerous. But to be fair, this is also dangerous. But this I can chump block, this I can't. This I can effectively stall out. The 4/4 I cannot. Alright, Master Girl is interesting. I definitely could look to him developing the board a little bit more. I think as of right now, though, I'm just going to play District. Am I going to play District Guide here? Like I said, I can always chump block Barvo here, or Jarvo, Volvo, whatever his name is. The problem is Master Girl can't really deal with like ridiculously sized creatures, so That's spooky, for example. That would have been a great time to top deck more Murderous Riders. How am I gonna deal with these things? Oh, jeez. Well, that's one way to do it. This thing has trample, though, unfortunately, so I have to kill this.
You ever listen to the crickets? That's my kind of music. Looks like you're not fit to survive.
Now I try to protect Garrick. I think the good thing about Jarvo here is that I can always I can chump block him. I can chump block him. I can chump block him again and again. It's the trample dudes that are problematic. AKA another Voracious Hydra, for example. That's an issue. That's certainly a problem. That boy's getting way too thick for me.
We were born for the hunt.
Yeah, this trampling. Okay, so what if can I possibly set up I have a total of 5, okay, 4, 5, 6. What if I set up, okay, so this is 4 kills, 1, 5, 6 is still too damn high, man. Still too damn high. I could use this to draw a card, or I could play the Murderous Rider. And I think I'm more of a fan of drawing cards, right? Because playing this can enable me. How many units? I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, with 7, I can enable it though. I could potentially enable a huge wipe here. Potentially. I need a little bit more though. He can't ignore my Garrick is the thing. Because if he ignores my Garrick, all I need to do is kill off one wolf, and then I can just kill off his Hydra. He has to kill Garrick this turn. And he's giving me more fuel for this Massacre Girl. He's giving more and more fuel, baby. Yes! Yes, that's exactly what I like to fucking see. You're pretty thick, though. Stop eating. Go vegan. Jesus. Why would you... What? 9? Why would you ever not... The fuck? Nani? Alright, let's do some quick maths here, alright? Quick maths time. I mean, we just do this.
We were born for the hunt.
There's no way it doesn't clear. We don't really have a way of, let's just do it like this. This time, let's do things right. Because reasons. Yes. Dude, I said resolve all. Oh, it's because I'm in full control. Okay, never mind. What? No. Why am I stuck here? Hello? Okay, there we go. Alright, it seems they fixed it in the middle of the thing. I thought the game crashed there. And we got him up to 6 by doing that, right? We got him up to 6 loyalty, which means we will be able to ultimate next turn. Neat. Here's our next opponent. We're gonna keep this because we have Once Upon a Time in our opening hand, alongside, you know, the cat oven combo, which I'm really becoming a fan of. And hopefully we get to actually play Feasting Troll King, man, because we actually haven't been able to do so just yet. We have 2 copies of him in the deck only, so I guess it makes sense. I see that, then I see a gate deck, so that doesn't really change my decision at all, because I'm obviously going to take the creature here, as we have enough lands already. And because I see this, I want to speed up damage generation as quickly as possible. English. So I'm going to drop cat and start attacking him, basically. Next turn, I will probably drop the Fabled Passage for a swamp, and I will drop the Witch's Oven. I wonder what he'll take, because if he discards the Troll King here, I can always bring him back. Like, the actual good play to make here is to discard the Witch's Oven. I wonder if you'll see that. We do have 3 more of them in the deck, though, so we can always draw more. But it would be a setback here. Oh, he just takes out the District Guide. Okay. I don't agree with that, though. Milady. Thy Temple. I will keep that there, yes. Yes, sir. This is really solid for, like, removal. This card is, like, this card is really cool. This card is really neat. It's actually becoming, like, one of my favorite cards from the set. It's just really fun to play with. I love the fact that it counters to Fairy. Will he bounce my cat?
You'll thank me later.
Dude, everybody does the same. You don't get a card, bitch! Oh, get wrecked, boy. Let's thin our deck out of lands.
Only time will tell.
And next turn we got Ranky to start pranking our opponent. Or not. No Rankle for us. Cry every time. God damn it. Party pooper. We put the cat in the oven. And then we let him out to eat some food. And then we put him in the oven again. And then we let him out. And we put him back again. And yeah, every time he comes back, he's so pissed that he just deals 1 damage to the opponent.
I train every day. No one is known to hone your prowess.
No. Oh, good shit. Alright. As usual, get in the fucking oven, you beast. Just kidding, I love you. Have some pizza. Good boy. You're gonna get in the oven again soon, though. Alright, Troll King is inside. I repeat, Troll King is inside with Witch's oven. If he's gonna kill him, we cook him. We cook him and we bring it back.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
Oh, my Wamu. Oh, we can only do this in this turn. Whatever. Whatever. Cook up these foods to bring the troll back. And why not play this guy as well?
We were born.
That nice thought erasure you got there, buddy. Nice thought erasure, indeed. What are you gonna bounce back?
You show remorse. I'll show restraint.
I wish this should be instant speed. Come on, man. Ah, there you go. Should I sacrifice? I should sacrifice one of the wolves, right? No, should I sacrifice? If I sacrifice a Troll King, I guarantee. Okay, so, I mean, for 3 mana, he can board wipe it, but he could kill my Troll King. If he does, that's fine. I still should sacrifice the cauldron though, the cat. He's gonna thought erasure it away though. That's what he's gonna do. So we'll just do it like this.
Don't worry, I got this.
Because if he thought he erases it away, he loses. He just dies. You're dead. You know, basic math here. Kimosabe. This is really neat, man. He just got trolloloed. Oh my Wamu Kataru. More wolves. Why not?
You cannot run or hide.
And now you got it. He got the memo. Dude, I wish Troll King could be like the cat and I could just play him at the end of the turn. I think that would be fair because you're sacrificing 3 foods anyways. Oh, but this is fun. This deck is really fun. We'll keep. Whenever I see, you know, the cat and the oven, I am pleased. We don't need to lead off with it right off the bat, though. We can just drop Milady in here. I actually want to keep that. Because I could even potentially discard it with Rankle if I need to. And I do have pretty much all the... I'm like 1 mana away from being able to cast it, so... I'm going with it. I like this engine, man, because every turn I basically get to deal 1 damage on him. And before we see another Teferi, the cool thing about this setup is that Teferi, like, no matter what my opponent does, they can -3 Teferi without losing it.
I will gladly point out your inadequacies.
Everybody keeps making the same mistake. No, no, no. This guy doesn't. This guy didn't. I take it back. This guy knows how the card works. I'm not against that.
Good. But I doubt you can do better.
What an asshole. Ashiok. Alright. That's a problem, actually. Main deck Ashiok. Put the cat in the oven, let him out. Put the cat in the oven, let him out. Put the cat in the oven, let him out. Who do we finish off? Dovin or Ashiok? Ashiok is more problematic because Ashiok can just counter my cat and my Troll King and everything. But Dovin, no, I'm gonna kill off Dovin. Because Dovin can then stop, you know, the Rankle from dealing any damage.
The facts can't be denied. I am beaten.
You know, Flying Haste is a pretty good thing to have. Okay.
There are so many mysteries to uncover.
Oh, Murderous Rider.
I leave you with...
Okay, what did we lose? We lost quite a bit of good stuff there. Yeah, it's fine though. We gotta deal with this Ashiok eventually. But the key thing is, we need to deal with Narset first. And Ashiok will eventually kill himself. We're one away from our big boy plays. We definitely finish off Narset and paying. Oh, did I forget? I forget to. Oh, I missed out on the cycling. I missed out on 1 damage, didn't I? I derped there. Sorry about that. We're gonna kill off Narset. Paying you.
I have reached my limit.
And we're going to play the District Guide for absolutely nothing because Ashiok just cucked us. We're gonna drop that there and call it a thing. I mean, Teferi can bounce back Rankle, I guess, but you know.
I am not going to sit this one out. This might be a bad idea.
I could sacrifice Rankle, but to prevent him from drawing a card, but
You were a dead. I'll survive this.
alright, the good thing is the cat will finish him off. And this time I won't forget to put the cat in the oven! Sneaked away from me last time, little buddy. You gotta get cooked so you can eat a pie afterwards, because MTG logic. And we can finish off these 2 Planeswalkers while we drop Rankle in there. Actually, no, we don't drop Rankle. We play the Feasting Troll King. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? First, let's attack. Let's make sure. These are dealt with. Troll King time, baby. Get trolled, bitch! deal with this. Actually, Ashiok can deal with this, but he has to clear first. Will you look at that? Well, if you're going to do that, I'm going to go ahead and put this huge-ass thing into the oven. Get a couple of pies, because he's pretty thick. And bring in a cat in there. Why not? We're gonna play you, and we could play Rankle, but I'd rather just go Garruk here.
You ever listen to the crickets? We were born for the hunt.
Food, food, food. Off with you. Come on, Titan White me again. I double dare you. We're gonna have some fun now, boys. Now we're not gonna cook cats anymore. We've passed over to the canines. We're gonna eat a doggo. I hate doing this because I love doggos, but we're gonna eat a doggo because that'll make Garruk very angry and more loyal to us. Again, MTG logic, best logic. And now what we're gonna do, in order to keep Garruk around, we're actually gonna sacrifice this as well. Yeah, I think that's ultimately worth it.
Now this is a hunting party.
I'm gonna make him discard something, because why not? Timing.